Mortal, John Hancock here, and I'm here to talk about my concerns about the Nintendo Switch. So, first I want to say this is not a hate Nintendo speech. I'm a huge Nintendo fan. Many products in my game room are from the company. I think it's safe to say though that the great days of Nintendo are behind them, and I hate saying that, but I've thought about this long and hard. I've wanted to do this video for a while, and I'm not going to wait till it comes out, because I think that the things I have to say can be said at any time. And so I think Nintendo's going to be okay. I just want to say Nintendo Switch is not going to be a successful console, hybrid or whatever whatever it is. It's just not. It's not going to be successful. I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to support them, but I think as publicly, I don't think Nintendo is going to do well with it, and this is why. I broke down some reasons. I think Nintendo's making the same mistakes they've done for a while now, and I think they're continuing to do them with the Nintendo Switch. It appears to be an underpowered console. I think the Nintendo Switch might cater to like a really specific person, but I don't think that person is mainstream. There are reports that the system runs significantly slower when it's not docked with its base, whatever they call that. And I don't know. I don't want to play. If a game is going to run significantly slower, portable, that's not going to appeal to me. I mean, if it's going to chug, or if I'm going to notice a difference, that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, for me, a game, and I understand there's some probably reasons why, and battery life, etc. But I think that's an issue. We're also talking about the day and age of 4K gaming, and so I just got a PlayStation 4 Pro. Microsoft stepping it up with the Project Scorpio, which is going to be their 4K gaming device. And here's Nintendo kind of doing their own thing, and they want to get away from being the lead in technology and stuff. Well, I hate to say it, but you gotta be all in if you want to compete, and I think it's a mistake. I look at the Switch, and I kind of see a cheap Android console hybrid, and it's not. I don't think that's going to appeal to many people. I don't know. I think let's talk about the hybrid console itself. I think Nintendo Switch is going to do half as things good, and so it's not going to do all the portable gaming stuff well for some reasons I'm going to explain further. And I don't think it's going to do the console things well because, again, I think people want 4K games, and I think that it's going to be compared to that. So when everybody else is going to play a port of a game on a PlayStation 4 Pro or even on an Xbox One S, it better look sharp, and they're going to compare the graphics. And if it has to be ported or converted and have any type of hits, that's going to be an issue, and any parts of it taken out. Let's talk about ports. There's also talks that the Nintendo Switch is going to get a lot of Wii U ports. Well, I don't know about you, being a big supporter of the Wii U, that doesn't make me happy. I don't want to have to rebuy all the games I supported on the Wii U on the Nintendo Switch, only to have them have minor upgrades. That's not going to make me happy. And the ports better not be inferior. And so, talking about the other consoles, it's going to be compared because there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Nintendo Switch to have excellent ports that aren't watered down. That was a problem with the Wii U. It couldn't do the ports of the other consoles, and it actually took a hit because of that. Going back to who is their audience, I really don't know if Nintendo has a large console audience anymore. I know the people that support the DS and the 3DS. I mean, there isn't any report saying it'll play 3DS games, so that in itself is another issue. The Nintendo Switch isn't going to be backwards compatible, at least physical media. That's a problem. That's been kind of a staple for their consoles for a while, going back to at least the Wii. The Wii could play GameCube. The DS could play Game Boy Advance. The 3DS could play DS. The Wii U could play Wii games. I mean, that's a problem. And this one's gonna buck that trend. I think that's a problem. I think that's a major problem, actually. There was a recent report of Xbox One owners, over 50% of them potentially using the backwards compatibility of playing 360 games on their system. You know, and it's one of those features that, like, it's not necessarily if they use it, it's a selling point. I think the other issue with the system, console hybrid, whatever you want to call it, is price. They haven't officially announced the price, but it's going to be in the $250 range. I think that's too much. I think it needs to be cheaper. I think $199 would be an instant buy. I think anything more than that, you're going to be compared to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Now here's the big difference between those three consoles. Between the Switch, the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4. Those other two consoles are media centers. The Nintendo Switch is not. It's not going to play your DVDs. It's not going to play, not going to play Blu-rays either. I mean, yeah, I might have apps for Hulu and Netflix, but I don't think that's enough. I mean, I think about all the time that my kids watch movies and watch TV on my consoles. And I tell you what, having physical media is awesome. And being able to play physical media on game consoles is a must. I was entirely disappointed that the Wii U didn't have that feature. I think it was a big mistake. I don't know. It's just not based in reality. It's out of touch, I think, with what people use their systems for. Well, let's talk about some other things too. So this is again going off the trailer. I know that they're going to make a Wii U style Pro controller for it, but let's talk about those little Elfkin controllers that come with it. Those are freakishly small. That doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. That doesn't make me want to play games on it. Those look entirely small. The system itself looks pretty small. There isn't anything on that control scheme that makes me want to play portable. Let's jump into the portable aspect of the system, which I actually think is the weakest part of the Nintendo Switch from what I've seen. And I heard that the battery life, or early reports of the battery life for it are not that great. That's a problem. The other problem is it doesn't appear that there's any that the battery's internal. You won't be able to replace the battery. That's a problem too. You know, at least with the aftermarket, you could be able to put a better battery into the system. But if it's internal, you're kind of hosed with that. And so these are all problems that I have with the Nintendo Switch. I'm still gonna get one. I'm still gonna support Nintendo. I'm not trying to badmouth Nintendo. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest and upfront, saying I think people that are expecting the Nintendo Switch to even sell better than a Wii U, I think, are going to be surprised. Shouldn't be surprised if it doesn't sell. I don't think it's going to sell well. And I think Nintendo's kind of backed themselves into a corner because they just aren't who they used to be. You know, they're not the big company to deal with anymore. They're lucky that the Wii sold as well as it did, and ironically, it actually alienated a lot of the gamers that supported them to capture an audience. So they made the Wii U, and the Wii U is a great gaming. I would say it appeals more to gamers, but they did a terrible job marketing it. The Switch, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a mess sales wise, and which is sad because I think it'll affect the games that come to it. There are already companies that are saying that certain games that they're making aren't coming to the Nintendo Switch. A lot of it comes down to sales. Wait and see. If it does sell really well, it'll get games, but I don't see that happening whatsoever. So anyways, I want to do a commentary video this week. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch? Does it appeal to you? Do you think it's going to be a train wreck? I'm leaning towards a train wreck. I'm going to support it. I am going to get it. I just don't think the public's going to care about it. And I think the challenge too is, you know, Nintendo makes things even more confusing because, you know, they used to be, you know, you had to buy our system to play our games. Well, now they're releasing mobile games. You know, how many people are going to play, you know, the mobile version of Mario and it's going to be fine with that? You know, it's not the same. It's not the same experience, but, you know, there's going to be a bunch of people out there going to play, you know, the Super Mario on their iPhone, and that's going to be fine. That's going to be good. You know, they're not going to need to buy a console to play the Nintendo stuff anymore. Yeah, so comment below. Kind of a long ramble here. What you think, and thank you so much. I do 2 videos a week, one on Thursdays and one on Sundays, and thank you so much for the support. This is the immortal John Hancock. Take care.